All right, Del Horn salute, Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta, checking my sound. I've been doing these Army videos and stuff, and I got enough videos now I can leave some comments. Check this out. Green Berets and Army Rangers, Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, I've been doing these videos about my experience in the Army, and I've been doing some commentaries. There's no decapitated heads, no crispy craters from napalm strikes, no bayoneted babies or pregnant women. Yeah, I was in peacetime Army back in the 1980s, but what I'm making a comment about tonight, and I got an Army experience too, I'll throw in, is that there's a rash on YouTube of all kinds of people with military experiences giving up a show. Now, my experiences back in the 1980s, and I was on the Army, is a lot different than what happened with the war on terror guys for the last 20 years. Okay? And since I was in the Army, I have no idea what anybody else does. I think the Marine Recon does their own thing. I don't know. I wasn't a Marine. All I can do is share my memories and what I know. And then what I pick up on this worthless thing called the donkey tube. So, the idea was who's better, who's what. It was just this guy, I'm not going to slam the guy's channel. I like his information, but I left a comment. I don't leave bad comments. I don't troll people. And sometimes when I leave comments, I get abused so bad, I just pull the comment, and I had to tonight. I just said that back in my day when we were in the Army, to even think about being Special Forces, you needed to be Ranger qualified and at least an E5, E4, E5. I don't know any privates, any specialists that just got off the bus, got out of basic, got out of jump school, went straight to SF. That just did not fucking happen. Not back in my fucking day. Okay, the Rangers back in Nam were your LRPs. They were doing your long-range reconnaissance patrols. I just did a video about that, did over 200. Thanks for everybody to watch. Your Special Forces trained villagers, spoke different languages, and had a whole different mission task. By the times I got in, the Rangers' mission had changed to basically an assault type thing. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say? It changed. The whole thing has changed. So anyway, to even get into Special Force, you had to be Ranger. And it was hard enough to be Ranger to begin with. When I was in, there was 3 berets. It was red, black, and green in that order. First, you went airborne, see if you can handle that, jump out of the planes and all that shit and learn some skills, maybe get to Ranger school, get a few schools. Maybe you could get into a Ranger battalion. If you were physically fit enough, sometimes there were some guys who went straight from basic, straight from jump school into Ranger battalion. Now back then it was called, what was it called? It was, they call it RASP today or something, but it was RIP, Ranger Indoctrination Program, and I heard it was fucking brutal. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't in the Ranger battalion. I signed up to be a Ranger, but I didn't get there. I had unassigned airborne. So no, the easy hero, and I even said this, if you want to be an easy hero, just go airborne. I mean, it's still hard. It's still a motherfucker. Don't get me wrong, but airborne forces, and then it's probably, if you want to be a hero, you want that adrenaline rush, probably the way to fucking go. That Ranger battalion, they're going to test you for everything you're worth, and the mission, and they'll keep you busy. If you want to see some action, you're definitely going to find it in an airborne Ranger unit. The Ranger unit is different than the Bumblebee tab. The Bumblebee tab, the little Bumblebee tab, is a course that you go through. Okay? The Ranger battalion is a person that actually has got the scroll, the Ranger scroll, and I got one with my ex-wife's name on it. And they're at the Ranger battalion. When I was in, they started the 3rd Ranger battalion at Fort Benning. I don't know what's happened to that. And didn't even have to do RIP back then. All you had to do was do a 12-mile forced march thing and enough time to pass a physical fitness test. And they were accepting legs and all kinds of people from all over to fill that unit when it first started. So now, it is what it is. I mean, if I'm leaving a comment, if there's any vets out there, don't leave me nasty comments. I don't leave nasty comments back. I mean, I'm pretty understanding when I watch somebody's shit. And I try to leave some kind of positive I never troll. I never ever fucking troll anybody, but I had a couple experiences here. Now, when you get the basic training, you're going to have church forced on you. Now, when I was growing up, we didn't go to church, okay? We were that first generation not going to church. We becoming a godless generation. So hadn't been in church since I was a little boy, and they force you into church at the reception station if you're on a Sunday. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't like this and all that. But once you get to your basic training, you're going to train a little bit, have a day on Saturday, and they give you that time off to clean shit and take care of yourself. And then Sunday is barracks cleaning day, so you got a choice. It's either go to church or barracks clean. And I tell you what, if you wanted to sham, there's a thing called shamming, and that's getting out of work. You go hang out down at church for that hour or so, and you didn't want to be part of that barracks crew, you know, the buffer, the toilets, the shower, the cleaning, the wiping down. Most of that was kind of over by the time you got back, and you had a pretty easy Sunday going on. So yeah, shamming, getting out of duties and shit. I remember sometimes, you know, you have an overnight duty and you got that time off and stuff, but you kind of need somewhere you can say, you know, I want to take a little break and sham out of this. So being a sham dog. So no, going to church when you get the basic, if you don't want to get it, you know, if you're not religious in that and just want to get out of some work, you can sham by going to church for a little bit. And also, too, it was kind of a place to get away for a few minutes because, you know, you're homesick, you're lonely, this is the first time you've been away from home. And it was kind of just a place to sit there for a few minutes. Nobody's bugging you. You want to cry, but you got to hold it in. And that's a simple reality the first time you're away from home. But, yeah, I made a little comment tonight. And the way it was when I was in, yeah, you needed to be a Ranger qualified before they ever thought about putting you in Special Forces. And back then, I think it was a 2-year program. Those guys in Nam had a little different deal. And the selection processes were a lot different. It started getting even more difficult as I am, and now it's totally changed. There's all kinds of shows on here. Thank you for watching the little Mickey Mouse I'm doing here. The only reason really why I did this tonight was I was on another vet's deal. I've always left good positive airborne comments. I always do the airborne comment thing. I'm good. But when I'm sitting there being attacked, Jesus Christ, as a vet by other vets, you know what? Another vet attacking another vet probably motherfuckers attacking me probably never served. Who knows? I find too there's a lot of armchair warriors out there. They did a lot of Medal of Honor while they were in high school, and by the time they graduated, they're suffering from PTSD and they never enlisted. It is what it is. Horn salute. Hit that like and subscribe. If I can come up with some other shit, I will. Thanks for watching, and be nice.